What's going on, guys? How is everybody doing today? Beautiful Thursday here. This is Ken Cloutier coming at you to all the awesome periscopers. Pink Lace, how are you? Divine in the house, what's happening? What's going on? Got a cool little tidbits that I want to share with you guys today. Have a couple minutes here because I'm going to be jumping on a webinar here in a few minutes, but wanted to make sure that I make my presence known. I'm doing good, appreciate it. It's a beautiful day here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and it's nice and sunny, a little overcast, but getting ready for an absolute gorgeous sunset. It's going to be nice. We get really nice sunsets down here in South Florida, so it's nice. You kind of take it for granted when you are in other places of the country, but that's awesome. I'm glad it's good weather there. So for those of you, and I always say this, for those of you who would like to share this and push it out to some of your followers and your teammates, feel free. Yes, I will, for sure. We'll have to get a coffee or something. For those of you who want to share this with your teammates, because this is actually going to be very beneficial to not only yourself, but your team too. If you have a team that's, contacting people and meeting people, this is really going to help out. So feel free to swipe up or swipe to the right to share it. And if you like what I'm saying, go ahead and double tap the screen, give me a little bit of love, give me some hearts, and we'll get rolling here. So basically, what I want to talk about, thank you very much. What I want to talk about is a couple, transition statements that you can use to start talking about your business opportunity, your MLM, your network marketing company, direct sales, whatever it may be. And, because a lot of times when we're talking to people, whether it be online or offline, sometimes it's hard to find that pause in the conversation, or that time when it's just right to bring up your opportunity, and you don't want to come across as being all salesy and pitchy and everything. So a couple transitional statements that I've learned that are just awesome. They really work very, very well, and so I'll kind of get right into it. So if you're having a conversation with somebody, and I didn't have any examples here, but if you have a conversation, they bring up a situation that they're having. It could be somebody that's already in a network marketing company, or it could even be, somebody that you're cold prospecting, never heard of network marketing. But if you come across somebody that has a challenge, a problem, they need more time, they need more money, they've had trouble contacting people in the past, whatever it is, one way that you can transition into, say something like, hey, as a matter of fact, I was on a team calling or team training the other day, and we talked about that exact subject, right? So you literally are getting the person, the prospect, curious now about, like, well, what kind of team training? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can move a little closer here. Sorry about that. So, you can talk about, I was on a team training or a team calling the other day, and we talked about that exact subject. Is this better? Hopefully. And so you can use that to pique the curiosity of your prospect, because that's really all you're trying to do with your prospect, is you're trying to pique curiosity. You're trying to get them to ask you questions about what you do. Okay? So that's one way. Hey, I was on a team calling or a team training the other day, and we talked about that exact subject. Whatever their subject is, we talked about that exact subject. All right. Number two, I like to use social proof. And you may be talking to somebody that's a real estate agent. Maybe can't see me. Is that better? Maybe it was the lighting. But So another thing, you may be talking to a real estate agent. Still can't see me? I can see myself up higher. Is that better? I'm sorry, I'm standing, so it's a little bit harder. So you may be talking to a real estate and know that other people in the profession, they're going to say, well, what kind of business are you working with? You know, what I want to know more about that. So that's another way that you can kind of transition. Whatever the person does for a living in your company, doesn't even have to be on your team, doesn't even have to be somebody that you personally work with, but more than likely somebody in your company has that same profession, right? I work with, there's a bunch of salespeople that are on my business team, right? So how long have you been in sales for? So you do that quick little transition, okay? Ask the question, and then they're going to come back to you and they're going to say, well, what kind of business do you do? I'd like to learn more about that. Okay, so that's kind of like a social proof. The third method would be, all of us have great products in our business, and I think so often if somebody's not interested in our opportunity, or if they're in another network marketing opportunity, we're so quick to just, say, oh, okay, well, good luck with everything. Instead, how about if somebody's in network marketing, for instance, and they're really happy, they're fired up about their company, and they're doing really well, you can just make the mention, well, hey, I'm really happy to hear that you're crushing it in your business, you're doing really well, but I think you might like some of my products that I do offer, right? And you can talk to them about your product. And there's been times that I've purchased products from other network marketers, if they have a solution to what I'm looking for. So, don't give up on the fact that they're happy in their company. They may be open to some of your products. Maybe you have an energy drink. Maybe you have a shake that's going to, help them do weight loss, and their network marketing company is in insurance or something like that. So always offer, your product whenever you can, because we make money when we sell products. Is that right? So, and then the last transitional statement or sequence that you can use is if somebody again has a problem, maybe that's getting leads, having a problem sponsoring people, whatever the case may be, you can make the easy statement of, well, when I coach people, I talk about this topic quite a bit, right? So now you're opening up the fact that you are a coach, that you're a coach and mentor, and people will again be attracted to that and be like, oh really, what do you coach on, right? So when I coach my clients and we have this situation, whatever their situation is, these are some of the things that I recommend to them. So you kind of give them a little bit of free coaching. You're sharing your knowledge, you're sharing your expertise, you're becoming an authority figure, right? Which is what you want to do. And then a lot of times people will either ask, well, what do you coach on? What is your business about? Or they may even ask, well, how can I become a coaching client of yours? So those are 4 different ways that you can use transition statements to bring up your network marketing or MLM opportunity without being the typical network marketer that's just throwing up on people, hey, you should check out my awesome opportunity. It's a life-changing opportunity. It's ground floor. You'd be perfect in this. All these kind of BS stuff that doesn't work, that's all hypey, that quite honestly a lot of rookies and unfortunately some veterans make. So use the transition statements, and you're not just being like blatant about it. You throw it in there gently, right? You sprinkle it in there, and then you ask them a question, and then wait for the people that ask you about your business. You don't have to force it and say, well, let me tell you about my business. No, all you have to do is say things like, hey, we covered that exact topic on a team calling that I had. How long have you had that problem for? Right? And get them to start talking more, release some more of the pain points. And then inevitably, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come back to you and they're going to ask you, well, what kind of business is it that you're growing? Or, what kind of products do you have? I'd be very interested in some of those products. Or, how do you coach? Or who do you coach? How do I get on your coaching list? So those are some very, very simple ways that are conversational, transitional statements that you can use. I'm using all these big words today. What the heck's up with that? Conversational, transitional, but it's true. You want to keep it normal. You want to be you, be yourself. You want to have it in conversation, but it's definitely something that works, that raises the curiosity, it lowers resistance, and it will really help you start to be able to talk about your business opportunity